J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Had a couple technical difficulties, but we back as promised for more of the dope content that y'all want. I got my girl Gina in the building joining me. What's up, Gina?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, and then Kay Leezy, what's up with that smile?
Hey,
$1 billion
Jay.
smile. Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Gina. Ain't seen you guys in a long time. It's been so long.
I know, right?
Hey, everything in due time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tonight was a very special night that don't happen too often when we got the premiere for two of our favorite shows we watch out there. It happens every now and then for me, but we had the finale for P-Valley and the premiere for Power tonight, Raising Kanan. So we watched them both. Gina, what are your thoughts for this episode 1 of season 2 of Raising Kanan? What's your thoughts?
I thought it was a great opening episode. I've been waiting for it. We're in my town, New York.
That's right.
So I was excited.
Okay, all right. New York, do they do your city justice?
Definitely.
Okay, all right. So it's official. It's been New York certified and approved.
Absolutely.
Right. Definitely.
Stamped and approved by me and Kelly, the NY Connects.
The commission.
It's official.
Kelly, definitely. What are your thoughts about the premiere of Raising Kanan? Your first reaction for season 2, episode 1. What stood out to you? What's on your mind?
Rock is a psycho.
Woo! Why
Yeah,
you say
I'm
that? Why is she a psycho?
I don't want. Okay, I'm not retracting it because that was my initial feeling, right? So here's what, like, I think that she is so self-centered that she's not really giving anyone else the chance to see how they actually feel. You know, it's all about her and wanting the best for everybody around, but she's not really caring and catering to the best to anybody else's feelings and wants and needs. It's just her. So she is imparting only her feelings onto everybody else. And that right there that's what made me say, you know, maybe, I don't know if it's a derogatory word now. I hope it's not. That's what made me say she's a bit off. Like, I would say she's a sociopath, but sociopaths, I don't know. Do they connect to their own feelings? Because she's void of any feelings for everybody else. That's it.
Okay. All right, I get what you're saying because she's not really concerned if what they want to do.
Nope.
She's putting everybody where they need to be according to what she thinks.
Absolutely.
So yeah, she should have probably listened to Lulu when he said he didn't want to run that building. I'm sure that's gonna come back to bite her in the end with some problems because he got his mind split in many different directions, and trying to run a building of a drug empire probably is a full-time job, I'm saying. So you definitely need to keep that as your number one priority at the very least. So we'll see how that work out for him in the end. All right. So my thoughts is I was really excited that it was back. It's one of my favorite shows out there, and I really enjoy it a lot. I like seeing a lot of the nostalgia from the 90s, that Nike volleyball, right? That was like, oh, that was hard. Like a lot of the stuff they wear, I would like to wear now. Like I still see that fashion is in style. Maybe I'm tripping, but Like how he was wearing the belt. I remember I used to wear my belt like that back
Hang
then.
it down, right?
Yeah, the braided belt. I used to rock my belt like that, the shoe, the clothes, everything. So that bring a lot of nostalgia back. The cars they was driving and stuff. And it's just a lot. It's just I really enjoy it, seeing a lot of different stuff. So I'm glad it's back. I think that the cast is great, doing a good job, and I'm interested to see what happens with all the storylines that we was left off with, like Jukebox and Marvin and all kind of other stuff we seeing. So I'm ready for it, and I'm glad it's back on. Right when I was starting to get a little pink withdrawal, I'm good. They got the feds I needed.
Right.
So I'm definitely happy with that. So when we see this come back on, we know a lot had happened when we left off. One of the things was that Kanan ended up shooting his own dad unknowingly. Now we learn that this man has amnesia. Gina, what do you think about the pops now having amnesia? And is he lying to them in the police at the hospital so they don't know and he don't tell, or does he really have it? What's up? What you think about it with his situation? And he recovered from cancer. He had a hell of a 3 months. That bullet, that was the magic bullet. Forget JFK. That's a magic bullet. Everybody need to get shot. Recover from cancer. Get shot once and you can recover from cancer.
Goodness. Well, me personally, for now, I'm gonna go with that he's lying. Like, I think that he knows, that he did it. And I think he's just playing, like he don't. That's his son at the end of the day. And he knows, he didn't do that on his own. That was all right.
Right.
So he ain't trying to send him up the river.
Okay. So in the end, he kind of tried to be a dad to him, even though he shot him in a way. He's trying to look out for his ass. Okay. Kelly, what's up? Kay Leezy, what's up? Is he playing the role? He ain't got no amnesia, or does he? I mean, we did see later he rolled by the house, but he could have saw that in the file. So what's up? What's your thoughts on him and recovering from cancer and all of that? That was y'all New York hospitals is great, boy.
Sorry. He had the luck of the draw because he happened. So his son shooting him actually saved him, right? Because the bullet that he had, that's what put him in the hospital to get the marrow transplant. But he doesn't have amnesia to me.
Okay. Do you think he's gonna come after them, or is he gonna try to be a dad, or is he gonna work the case? What is he doing? What is his angle with this? What's your thoughts?
I have no clue, because remember, he did do the drive-by, and then at the end he met with Rock. So I don't know, but he don't have amnesia to me. I think he knows.
Okay. All right. My thoughts is I think he does know. I don't think he has amnesia, but I don't think he wanted to tell too much while he was in there, because he didn't want them to start trying to work the case and arrest his son and know that boy life is over before it got started. And I think he didn't want to get into all of that. So I do think that he was faking, but I'm wondering, what is he gonna do though? Like, you did not tell so you could kill him. What you gonna try to tell him you his father and what? Go
pick up where he left off. His mission.
Go fishing? What mission?
His mission was to get to know Kanan. Remember, it ended off that way. So I think he's just continuing on his mission right now, because he's still moving strategic to me.
You shoot me, we got a problem with the mission.
But he was manipulated, and he knows it. He know her.
Like, he know it was Rock.
He knew her before Kanan did, so he know her.
Yeah, and we saw them meet at the end, so I guess they about to have a little powwow about what happened and what's going on. But I don't know, man. That's hard to get over. I got a situation, to deal with, where kids rebel and different things, and that could be hard in itself. If you shot me, oh man, even if you was manipulated, that's a tough conversation we gonna have and talk about and stuff. And I don't know how that's gonna work out. So I don't know.
It's ugly. It's definitely ugly, but he, like Gina said, he knows Rock, right? He knows her. He knows she's deadly, and that's why he was playing that game with her. So well, we'll see. But I think that he's gonna stay on his mission.
Okay. All right. We saw that in the beginning that Kanan been sent off to Virginia and that he actually liked it. Y'all are both New Yorkers. What's up with, is that where folks go to New York for a break, for a little R&R? Y'all go to Virginia, and you think she should have let him stay? What's your thoughts on that? Go ahead, Gina.
It's Virginia or either one of the Carolinas, South or North.
Okay. It's like going out to the country.
Okay. I think she should have left him there.
All right.
It's slow. He would have had better chances. And the aunt didn't want him to come back to New York.
Right. That's
he was
true.
Just like, we got space for him. I'll put him in school. Give him a fighting chance.
Do you think he would have rubbed off the wrong way on those other boys out there and start making them work for him?
No, I don't think so if he stayed down there.
Okay.
He liked it. Like, I feel like,
he didn't want to be a part of this stuff no more.
I think he's starting to see that he could be a totally different person.
He did see that. I think he saw that he could have been a different person.
All right. Kelly, what's your thoughts on us seeing him in Virginia chilling, and he wanted to stay and be, I guess, a regular average Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he could have pulled it off, or does he got that devil on his back that he just can't shake? And,
I think he would have had the chance. He would have had the chance to shake it off. I think that Rock is so self-centered that she would never give him a chance to figure anything out for himself. She's guiding and directing his path, and he was scared. He was remorseful. Even when he talked to her, he said, this is not for him. He didn't want to do that. And that time alone on the beach, when you go on the beach, you think you sit, you think you assess things. I think he would have had a chance to change, because you see what happened when you coming from New York and you go down to what's presumed to be the slower states, right? You could take yourself away from the drama. Like his cousins, them being down south or being in Virginia, they want the city life. Right. They don't know what the city life is yet. He knows. He knows it in the most dirty perspective. You know what I mean? So it's different perspective to me. He could get away as opposed to them who wants that. They don't even really know what they really want, because they don't know what this life is like.
That's a good point. And I can relate a lot to that, because although not being from New York and Chicago, people go to either Michigan or Indiana or like Iowa, all the little slower places right next to us, and do the same thing. Like, it's been so hectic, so much going on, that a lot of people crave the slow down pace, the slower pace, and do things, and then you able to do more because you used to the faster pace. So working a job or two jobs or doing this or doing that is nothing to you, whereas the local people think it's a lot, and that's why people from other places are able to succeed in those other states when they come from Chicago, whereas those local people may see it as a little different, or they want to go to the big city, Chicago or something, and do that. So I could see him coming here and flourishing, because he's used to a faster pace and thinking faster and doing faster. So coming there, even if he wasn't, you know, the most successful person in New York, he could be a success there because it's like he's operating on a different frequency, and that would allow him to be able to flourish there. Whereas New York, everybody is for the most part on that higher frequency, so it's a fight for everything. So I look at how he could have changed. I don't know if he would have, if how long it would have stuck. I see him eventually complaining about no money, because that's what happens when people come from the bigger cities. They get there and it's not the same amount of money as fast as you used to make either in the bigger cities. And so whether it's legit or not legit, you know, whether you was working a regular job, you may be in Virginia and get paid 30 grand, whereas in New York they'd have to pay you 50 or 60, because you know the competition, the price of living, all of that stuff. So
he's in high school. He's
making money. He look how he dressed and living. He be living with the aunt, and he would be on a budget definitely, unless Rock sending stacks to take.
That's her responsibility. If he were to stay down there, it would be her responsibility to still take care of him. Even though he's down there, it wouldn't be his aunt's responsibility to keep him, put money in his pocket like that, or keep him accustomed to his lifestyle. That's his mama's responsibility. But she don't care about him nor his feelings. She only care about herself.
I think she care. She just don't know the right way. I think
I
think what she's doing, she thinks is showing that she care. But remember, we got to remember, she did fight for him to go to school, and he rebelled against that.
Who's in charge? Who's the parent?
Well, when a kid get a certain age, it's kind of hard. What's she gonna do?
He's in the 9th grade.
Well, she can't beat him up.
She can't beat him up, but at the end of the day, you don't just be like, okay, I'm gonna show you to do it, and then I'm gonna tell you kill your daddy.
Well, that's a big.
That's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I can't save him, and then she pushed him to do the most extreme thing that you won't just put a regular 87 on the street. You ain't just gonna throw him in to be like shooter, but she pushed him into the line of fire immediately. She got a twisted way of showing that she cares.
Gina, what you think about how Rock show about how she care about Kanan?
I think that, she's not trying to hear nobody else. The aunt was telling her, let him stay here. Symphony was telling her, he's scared. And I know my son, this, that, and the third. Like, she's already had, what she wants him to do mapped out. She's not trying to hear nobody else. She wasn't even trying to hear him.
Right.
In that moment, she manipulated him.
Talking about when she said that the cop was already with amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She stayed with that manipulation.
Because, he wasn't cut out for it. She spent it all back around.
Yeah, because in her mind, she building a dynasty for the family, and she want this to be the family business. Like, this is going to be legit. Like, they can pass this on for 50 years or something. But it seems like that's what she thinks is going to happen.
It is only Rock's plan, though. She is the chief. She's the general. She's the governor. She's everything. She's delegating responsibility. It's a dictatorship under Rock. They don't have meetings. It's do as Rock say, because Rock knows what's best for everybody, and she's not listening. You can't be a captain of a successful crew if you're not taking consideration what everybody else is feeling and thinking.
That's true.
This is a dictatorship. She's leading. It's a dictatorship for Rock.
I didn't think about it like that, but I mean, I guess that's a good point. But she has had them do other stuff and they messed it up. So, I mean, to her defense, I'm just playing.
You got to rule with an iron fist. You saying?
Maybe she feels that way because they some fork ups. Wasn't Marvin in charge at one point until he messed it up?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right, and they hashed that out, right?
She brought it down on these guys.
She brought it back in, right? So But that still doesn't mean that you have to run a dictatorship. You still don't have to run it like that. And she's not taking everybody else's perspective into consideration. You can't, the bottom line ain't going to be successful. So we're going to see, because it's going to have to, no, she doesn't know what's best for everybody else. She just does it.
Right. Nobody does.
Symphony had to put her on to how her son was suffering.
Right. What you say, Gina?
I feel like she's free to make her choices, but nobody else is.
Absolutely.
That's true. That's true. That is definitely how she run her organization. Let me see. Pull this up. So we see one thing I did like I was talking about the clothes and stuff. We see he was rocking the gold rope chain right there, boy. That was definitely nostalgic right there, boy. You had the gold rope, some nice shoes, a little bit of gear. You was doing one. You was looking good back in the day. I even bought me a new gold rope recently.
All right.
And yeah, what y'all think about it with the luggage over here, rocking mom's what's that, Gucci? Oh, Gucci.
That's Gooch for that green and red, like Little Murder, Big Murder Crew.
Yeah, it is. This one done seen some better days, but it's still hanging in there.
Vintage, Jay, vintage.
Vintage, right. Rock traveled the world with that bag, boy. Okay. But yeah, man, it was good to see a lot of that stuff in the show, man. I definitely enjoy that. What you all think about what's happening with Lulu? And it looked like it's trouble in paradise with him and Jenny from the block. We also learned she didn't open up the candy store for Pookie.
I'm done.
It looked like she about to get replaced. What's up? What you think about that, Kelly? With this situation between them and Lulu and his record producing life.
I think it's about time that Lulu got hip to this game. She's been a broken record from the very beginning. She's focused on her brother and she's mission minded. And Lulu was a pawn in her game. He's not seeing that. Well, so not the fact that he's like, well, what you really good for? Because you ain't even being a good woman to me, and your brother's whack.
Right.
So it's about time that he caught up. I just want to say one thing about the show. I love how it just picked back up, and I just felt like if I just saw the last episode, like I didn't feel that disconnect at all. But I think that's about time Lulu wised up. But I'll tell you, my favorite part is right after this scene, because I was just like, when I saw his car, he had the gold rims, and I was like,
yeah, boy, yeah, the Acura Legend, boy.
I said you got the Acura, and then they had Shorty pull up in the Cressida. I was okay.
The Ford.
That was the Maxima?
Yeah, that was the.
I thought it was the Cressida.
That was the 80s body style Maxima, where they look similar.
I was like, yes, because when I saw him with the Acura, I was like, all right, he got the Legend, but where's the Cressida? Because that was all over. I mean, that was all over Brooklyn.
That was the Toyota Cressida. That CSA Maxima in the glove and in the grill. But anyway, that was a dope car when it first came out. I know it looked boxy and horrible to some people right now. Some people probably think they both look horrible, but the one on the right, man, that was the ride to.
Yes.
Acura was a dope car company when they first came out.
Somebody scooped you up in that day? Yeah.
I wanted that car so bad. It made me want a driver's license so bad. Try to get that.
Yes.
I got it, but I wanted that Legend bad. And that 4-door Maxima, that was nice. And the one after it was nice too.
I swear.
Maxima has always been a good car though. But anyway, Gina, what's your thoughts on Lulu and his girl and his music biz? And it looked like he got a new replacement on the way.
I couldn't stand Jessica from the first moment I saw her. And for everybody, when Lulu, was hurt, and everybody's like, oh, well, Jessica's a stand-up woman. He stood right by his side. No. Like I said before, no. She's an opportunist.
That's a good
And
point.
she's always in his face with, you know, my brother this, my brother that, my brother this, you know, and
Right.
I think that he's gonna wake up. That girl's gonna sing, you know, sing his eyes open. I like her.
I love her too.
Eyes open. Yeah, she wasn't thirsty either when she came and tried to, although it was a weird way to pull up. Well, not back then actually, because that's how you met people in the car or walking down the street. But she was looking at him like, man, what you doing? Like he like,
He's loved on her. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. She looked at him like, man, whatever.
But
she
that's
like
how.
that
But that's
I
how it
got
was.
my mace.
That's how it was, though. This show is authentic.
Yeah. What you say, Gina?
I said I like that she was like, I got my mace. My mother stayed with the mace in the night. I got a story for
Right.
that. We'll talk about it in Discord.
Right. Because in New York, y'all can't have guns legally. So she was about to wet them up with the mace.
Right. They be in the nail salons like, you need mace? You good? You know what?
Side hustle, huh?
Or they be selling the instructions on how to make the homemade pepper mace.
That's funny. They're selling instructions to make mace. Boy, that's crazy. All right, so you talk about we picked right up. One of the things we picked up on and saw is Jukebox going to visit her boo. And one thing we saw is that, you know, she's still holding on to that, which of course it was recent. She had the little tape and stuff. And you know, it was sad. I saw the girl was in 74, so I was looking at her age. I'm like, okay, that's what I thought about. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this, Gina? Seeing Jukebox still holding the flame for her boo, going to visit.
I expected it, you know, because it's 3 months later.
Right.
And she's still heartbroken. She's still grieving. That's a big loss at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I expected it. I don't want her to be so sad and like, you know, going through this for the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
But it was expected, you know, to still see her going through that.
Okay, we saw that she's still not talking to her daddy,
and I don't blame her.
Absolutely not.
How long is long enough?
He boxed her down into the wall. Like,
he did some stuff too. It ain't like he just came out of nowhere. She attacked
her
him.
father. We're not talking about a fair fight, Jay. That's her father. We're not talking about a fair fight.
He didn't like beat her like a man, like punch her in the eye. I'm not saying that he didn't do her wrong, but I'm saying they were both out of pocket and they both need to have a conversation. You know, that's her father. She shouldn't have ran and attacked him because of what he said. Yeah, it was hurtful and wrong. And then how he responded was wrong.
So you restrain your daughter because it's a girl, right? It's still a girl. You restrain her. You calm her down. You separate yourself from her. There were better ways for him to handle that. And she is a young girl, a teenage girl. So she's going to be in her feelings. She's going to be in her feelings. And it's not like it's out in the street where it's a fair one. We shooting the fair one. No, it's not that. Your father choked you out.
But Marvin don't have that type of information like you to think that way. I'm not trying to say he's
right. No, I get it.
Right.
I get it.
That's why I think they
should a man of the streets.
How long is it long enough where they should come and talk is what I'm trying to see.
I think they need somebody to be an intermediate within that the conversation between both of them, because she's a young teenage girl. She just experienced her first heartbreak in a relationship that's outside of the scope that they would, challenging the odds to be together. So it wasn't just like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It was pure. So she has a lot more that she has to go through. There's the average teenage boy and girl relationship. You know what I mean? And then her father, what do you call it, a Lebanese? Come on now. And he choked her out.
Right.
So I think 3 months isn't long enough. She's still, like you said, she's still at the cemetery. She's still going through it. And her cousin left her, right? So she didn't have that confidant anymore. You realize their conversation wasn't as I don't know, maybe loving. It was still genuine for Kanan, but she was more jaded and restraint, you know what I mean, in her communication with him, a little bit more cynical. She was always that way, but it was more cold.
Okay.
She was left alone, you know, so she's been going through it by herself. Yes, Rock tries to protect her a little bit, but you know, ain't nobody really intervening on her behalf.
Okay. And everybody out there watching, how long is long enough? Put in the comments how long you think is long enough for them to go back and talk, or is that like never talk again, you know, status? I don't know. Gina,
I
what
think
do
the
you?
relationship would be different. It just it may get back to a certain place, but it is going to be different.
It took me years. I didn't get assaulted by my dad. That didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get assaulted by my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And that took me, you know, a long time to get over.
Mm-hmm.
Like he picked me up. I was, you know, smaller at 18, 19. And
Mm-hmm.
he picked me up by my throat and threw me through my grandmother's table because he had an attitude.
Wow. Yeah, that
And
would take a while to get over.
it took me a good while, you know, to even
Right.
even speak to him, be in the
Mm-hmm.
same room.
Okay. All
So
right.
yeah,
So maybe they could get it together. Who knows? One Journey said childhood hate can last a long time.
Right. Oftentimes it's even misdirected. You can't even really pinpoint it. Nobody's helping you to pinpoint the actual crux of the problem, right? So you're not identifying the actual wounds, and children are left alone to their own devices where you need adult intervention to help you get over this. And I mean, you see how Marvin feels a little, you know, he wants to regain communication with her, but she's hurt. The first thing should be, I'm sorry. Not just try to, what classes are you taking this school year?
Yeah, he didn't even know
yeah.
school ain't started yet.
You trying to give up small talk, you know? But
Right.
it starts with, I'm sorry.
Right.
It does start with I'm sorry, but I'm glad that, you know, he's at least
Initiate.
trying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's good to see.
All right.
That's still his daughter.
Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't give up. But you know, everything take time, and it's hard
Yeah.
to know how long it will. I guess it's different for each situation in person, you know. Don't, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess it's gonna take a while for that. She didn't even want to look at him barely. So
And she's tough. Remember, she's tough, but she's
right,
still young. She's still a young girl. So, and she's going through so many different changes within herself and by herself. So,
and that toughness is gonna work against her because that's gonna make her say, "Don't talk to him all the time."
right. She's not going to let him in.
Right, because it worked against her also when you tough and then you get beat. Now you got a psyche issue where you thought you was tough, but now you got beat. So now what can you do? You knew you wasn't as tough as you thought, and what you gonna do?
And her protector basically broke her down.
Right.
He
Yeah.
was, you know, that's her father. He's still, you know, her mom is gone, so he still assumed the responsibility over her, even though, you know, he's you know, the ogre kind of props. But he he hurt her. He hurt her bad. Like, I don't know if you can remember, Jay. He hemmed her up and he was choking her out on that wall. That was hard for me to look at.
Oh
It
yeah, I
wasn't,
remember.
yeah, it wasn't no like, are we shooting the fair one outside? Boof, boof, bam, bam, biff, biff. You know, nope.
Biff Biff. Nah, but that was excellent acting, and
Yeah.
you know, that was really good. That was a great scene,
Because
powerful.
it took emotions out of, I think, everyone who saw it.
Oh yeah, and the as an actor to get your mind in that place and to do that, it just seems so real and raw how they did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that scene alone could put this show above all the other Power ones because
Absolutely.
man, that was so real. I don't know
Powerful.
too many other scenes like that uh that the other shows, power shows have that could compare, you know.
That drew that emotion out of you. Like I think when it comes to the kid actors in this whole Power universe, she's the number one to me.
Mm-hmm.
Baby
yeah,
Jukebox.
she's really good. Jukebox is really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have to speak words.
She
Her
makes
emotion
that
comes
feeling.
through.
Yes. She a real one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think she gonna catch some feelings though, seeing Lulu helping old girl more than her, but we'll get into that a little later or whatever. But so we see Rock got Kanan back in town. She's taking him around different spots. One of the spots that we see her take, because we did see that while she was taking him there, Wardell is serving not too far from they main building, the Carter. Can't remember the name. Gina, what's the name?
Baisley.
I know Gina be on it, boy. Baisley. All right. So she saw that, but she telling him about all the stuff they got going on. I mean, she really ruined Baisley, because when you first see it, it's people outside playing. They still had grass. Most projects don't have grass. They got broken glass as grass.
Everywhere.
Right. Broken glass and dirt. That's what you get. But it was still nice. We seeing how it all was getting ready to go downhill. She even got on the elevator first. Everybody stepped back. She got her own private elevator service. And then we see what's going on with the Carter and everything going on. Gina, what's your thoughts about what she did to these projects and how the people there allowing it? She is paying everybody stuff, saying I'll get the meds or this or that. But what's your thoughts on what she done did with this building and this drug empire she's created?
I don't like it. Like, she's always just so out for self. When she first went into that building, there was the little old lady there. The little old lady was already, her number one complaint was the elevator don't work. But now it's all of this, people in the hallways.
Right.
All of this, activity going on. So she just came and disrupt the little bit of peace they had.
Yep.
And now she got the elevator working, but it's for her.
VIP status.
Right. She got the shuttle express elevator. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because you gotta be doing something, because you don't just come bypass everybody to get on the elevator. You wait.
Without saying a word at that.
Right, because
I mean,
that was real.
Boss, so of course they're not gonna say nothing.
Because she running the show.
Me and Kelly are letting y'all know, if y'all come to the projects in New York, don't think that you going up in front of nobody. You wait for
exactly. You not stepping in. When she stepped in front, I was like, what? That can't happen. Somebody gonna jump in front of you like, what? You don't see me here? What? That was not gonna go
in there for 10 minutes.
Hello, listen. Okay, because if somebody ain't holding it on the friggin' 12th floor, or come on now, just now, that's not happening.
One thing that threw me off in this episode is that she's still walking around with no security. Why she don't have a bodyguard or security guard walking around?
Because she's a Don J.
Man, she's still a woman that's wealthy. No, but you're still a target, because people will kidnap you and make them pay. Like, she could be, taken advantage of. Still, anybody can. You see dudes walk around with a bodyguard, so
But this was in the inception stages. Because remember last time we were talking about why they still at the same diner every day or every whatever. This was the inception stages. So when stuff started to go wrong in this stage, that's when they started implementing the bodyguards or switching up the spots, stuff like that. So at this point, she's not walking around with bodyguards, because that didn't come out yet. They weren't afraid like that at that point.
Okay.
Plus, Unique is locked up, and he's the biggest op. He
was the biggest.
As soon as the head went down, the soldiers, they on the corners getting locked up, getting roughed up. So she feels like, you know, I haven't been touched for the most part. I'm good. I can walk around how I walk around.
Right.
What you think about how they got the little steel door and they giving out the dope out there and the money, and Kanan is watching all this little stuff go on. He see little Pookie beaming up to Scotty on the mothership right there, which I was like, why is Rock letting them smoke up on the same floor you selling? Like,
you don't shit where you eat.
Hell no, there's no way. Plus,
I did not get that part.
Yeah, why would you be smelling the dope residue in there, blood? But anyway, Kelly, go ahead. What's your thoughts on Kanan seeing all this drug activity when he came up, and how Rock got the money and everything organized and stuff?
I didn't think that was good for him, because he's still in that phase where he is still scared. He's coming. He know he shot a cop, right? He's coming and he's seeing the big production that's going on. So I didn't like that for Kanan. And once again, as you said, why does Rock have these crackheads in the hallways? They're in the apartments. She got freaking VIP rooms for them. Like, that's not how it works. You can't have them right there. You cause it. And she, you know, she was the one talking about, oh, we can't have all these little problems. It's the small stuff. This, what you doing right here is the small stuff that's causing the problem. You're not supposed to have that. They're supposed to cut and leave. Wherever they go after that, too bad.
Right.
But they're not supposed to be lingering around in the VIP section.
Heck no. That blew my mind when I saw that. If they was in the building downstairs or something, or in the hallway, that's one thing. But right next to where they do, nah, they wouldn't.
You got all that money, right? They got all that money counting. The door is open because they in and out. The only excuse I could give for that is like what I said before. This is the inception, so they were still careless, because now they starting to do ingenuitive things. So they were still careless. But that's to me unheard of.
Yeah, that was a lot. What's up, Kelly? Is that body still in the wall? How long is it gonna be in the wall?
Hello, okay.
Probably why they let them smoke that crack to hide that body smell.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's 3 months, right? A little over 3 months. The body's in there. I don't know, but that was a good one. That was a good one, Jamari. I forgot about the body.
Right, Gina. What's your thoughts on when Kanan was looking at all what's going on, and he saw this pregnant woman waiting to get her little suck of the glass stick?
I feel like he was shell shocked, because the way that they showed, you know, them driving up from Virginia, that's how it be when you actually make that trip. It's so slow, and then you get to the city, it's back to the grit and grime.
Right.
So, you know, like Kelly said, I didn't agree that he should have been in the midst of all of that. He's still a child. Like, she never reverts back to he's a child.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that part.
Kelly, what you think about pregnant women sucking on that glass stick?
I was not happy. I mean, you know, and the sad thing about it is that's the divide about the drug game, right? You have the people who say, and it's not my fault, I'm not making them take it, right? And they're getting rich off of it, but don't you see what you're doing to the community? Right. And this is what we grew up seeing situations like this. Like, you know, I always say, Gina, no, if you go to 125th, you see them outside on the street.
You can't
because
have
they got the center up the block. Listen, one day, Gina, we got to take a picture and show them. Like, they bent over and leaned over and messed up still today. From that, you know, because what happens is now when you come from these situations, they got to keep you on it. So they got the methadone clinics that have them, you know, going through the cycles. They still like that out in the street. And it's from generation to generation that was strung out. Yep. They can't get off of this. This was horrid.
But Rock, she on that side, she a evil person in the sense that you seeing another woman that's pregnant now, and you still serving her rocks while the baby, like, damn.
That's why I was
heartless, boy.
I was saying she's a sociopath. You know, sociopaths are removed from emotion. They don't have the emotion to make you be considerate to anybody else. And she got that tendency because that was a hurtful thing to see. Like, you know the plight that crack babies suffered from, back then. That wasn't easy.
They said they never recover or heal, but I think they did. But I'm not sure. I didn't keep up with it.
This is why you have them on these methadone clinics right now, right? Because they never recover. So you have to keep them on small doses and whatever. Remember people looking at that in Discord?
I think methadone is for heroin, though. But
okay.
Yeah, that's for heroin. But anyway.
I ain't no crackhead, Jay, so I can't tell you the difference.
Right.
One is through the nose and one is heating up through the pipe. I don't know.
Well, actually, when you but no, it's a difference. Yeah, you could actually smoke heroin or inject it. We mostly hear about people that inject, but methadone is what they use to help them come down off of heroin.
Okay.
Now, as far as crack, I think they used to do mostly cold turkey for people with crack. I don't know, Gina, you working in the nursing field may know a little more on that than me.
That's a bad come down.
Yeah, it's not really much you can give, I think, crackheads when they stop and is it? What do they do?
They gotta go through it.
Yeah.
And come out through the other side.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's why most of them never stop, because they don't want to go through it.
That withdrawal period, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And like I said, it was the divide. Right. It was the divide where you got these people, they making a mint off of the money, right? They're making a huge mint off of it, but at what expense? Look what they were doing to people and communities. But they were making a mint.
Yeah, and look what it basically does is like, this is the project. So all of that money they making, it's not like these people all got 6-figure jobs. So what are they doing? Robbing, stealing, selling stuff.
The cycle of disaster.
Yeah, so you got all these people now out doing all these things to get this drug from you that causes all these other problems, stealing people, mama TV, robbing people.
Right. I'll sell you this rock for $5.
Yeah, prostitution. All of this is happening because of that one thing. If that thing wasn't there, it wouldn't probably be happening that way. I mean, so it causes the ripple effect, as they would say, is even worse.
Yeah.
Lives, and then it over and over again. It's not like, okay, I stole my mama TV and I smoked this rock, I'm good for life. No, I need to steal somebody else's TV tomorrow or in 2 days. And you know what I mean? So it just keeps going and going and going until that person recovers. So, who knows what's happening. Jamari Riddick said, don't you get sick coming off crack. Hell yeah.
Damn.
They say it's one of the worst ones. I mean, I don't know. I don't work in that field and I ain't, got in that predicament. Thank God.
You know what's so funny? So I used to run track in high school, right? And we used to go downtown Brooklyn by Pratt Institute to run. And in Fort Greene projects over there, they used to say that the squirrels were rabid squirrels because they would take the residue of the crack out the crack vials. So they used to tell us, be wary of these rabid squirrels because they would be eating the residue and they would be, rabid.
Crack squirrels.
Crack squirrels, yes. That was so crazy back in the day.
Did they ever try to rob you?
Never. Not me, at least. She's a runner. She's a track star, Jay. Come on now.
Left them in the dust.
Hello.
All right. Man, time moving fast. I ain't going to keep y'all up too late tonight. It's a lot to cover. So everybody, if we didn't get to some things that you wanted to hear tonight, make sure you hear tonight, Sunday at 10 p.m. We will be covering Power and P-Valley. So make sure you come through tonight at 10 p.m. so that we can cover some more of those topics and things that everybody want to talk about. So
ask your questions in the comments so we can answer them tomorrow, or hit up on Instagram.
Definitely put the questions or things you want us to talk about in the comments. I am trying. Y'all may see my eyes going all over the place. I'm doing like 3 things at once, but I am trying to read the comments, do the pitch, all kind of stuff. But I am checking, so put it in there. All right. And maybe we might start going back to doing live call-ins pretty soon. So we'll see. All right. Before we get on that, B. Hillette said heroin is the worst to wean from. It is. That's why they have to have methadone, because I think you could even die from heroin if you try to get off if you don't have something. Like
Wait.
Methadone to help get off of heroin, because if you just go cold turkey, you could die. Your body could like die from that.
Like some sort of shock or something like that?
Yeah, your body could be physically like dependent more on heroin than any other
that
drug.
Makes sense, right? Okay, so that makes sense with the methadone. That's why they can't just get them cold turkey, and they have to be it's crazy, but it's still affecting people out in these streets.
Yeah, heroin is back, especially with those pills. That's all that is. So
opioids.
Yeah, that shit done brought everybody back. So Marika say, yeah, that's right. You could die if you don't have something.
Wow.
Have a heart attack, all kind of stuff could happen. Things shut down. Like heroin is the number 1 most addictive drug on earth, I believe.
Is that where
not on earth, but illegal street drug wise.
So what was is fentanyl a byproduct of that, or the
fentanyl is stronger and it can kill you faster? But a lot of people are dying because they don't know fentanyl is in whatever it is they taking, and they take whatever they used to take, and it's stronger than what they used to use, and then it kills them.
Okay.
So fentanyl is more deadly, but is what's killing people is they don't know they taking it. So
yeah.
All right. This we saw Jukebox going through. Whose room is this? Kanan's or hers?
I think it's Kanan's, because remember she left from by Marvin, so she's been over by Rock.
Right. So while she was in Kanan's room, she was going through that shoebox and she found the pictures of her and her mama when she was little. At first, I didn't know who that was, but then I thought about it like that must be her and her mama, because it said Laverne. So that actually threw me off for a second, but I'm like, wait a minute, that's her name. Yeah. So
75.
Yeah, Gina, what's your thoughts on her and this picture, and what's she feeling right here?
I think because she misses her mom. I'm ready to see them connect and get back together. I don't know. Like, I want to know the backstory in that. Like, did he really keep her away from her? When she wanted to go off, and if that didn't pan out and she tried to come back. Because if so, Marlon's just so dirty for that. To outcast the mom, but then you treat her the way that you treat her.
But remember, she was supposed to be for the streets, Gina.
Huh?
Remember, she was supposed to be for the streets. Like she was with like the basketball team, the Knicks, or the whatever. She was out there.
Yeah, but I mean, did she ever at any point try to come back to connect with her daughter? And he just pushed her to the side, because we see his attitude.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
But I'm looking forward to the mom.
I am too.
Yeah, I want to see what she had to say. And I mean, if he did take her from the mom, why wasn't she fighting for it? I mean, it's a lot of stuff she could do to get him out the way. I mean, it ain't like he the squeaky clean parent that's hard to beat in court. So, I mean, if somebody would have took my child, then I wouldn't have just gave up. We would have been fighting for it. So, it's a different
that kind of guy, Jay. Not all men are cut from the cloth you cut from. You understand?
Yeah, well, I mean, he is trying to raise her. So, what, he stole her just to try to raise her?
No, but if I remember correctly, remember she had some issue with the Knicks or something like that. She was for the streets. And then I guess
Somebody.
rehabilitated, was doing the gospel singing or something like that, right? She had turned to the church of some sort. So when she got her life back together, then I could understand what y'all saying, why she didn't come back for Laverne Jukebox.
Okay. Support Gaming said that their relationship can never be repaired, Juke and Marvin. Either of you, what do you think about that? You can chime in.
It's gonna be tough. I agree, like with what Gina said in the beginning. 3 months is no good, and you gotta remember that scene was horrific. He choked her out, and he yes, that's your daughter, and she's lashing out. Granted, but he handled her like she was outside, like she was somebody in the street.
Right.
Yeah, he handled her rough. To me, it was unnecessary because even when he saw he was getting at her, he still kept on choking her out.
Yeah, and she's so little, especially compared to a grown man. He didn't have to be doing what he did. He could have just held her in a bear hug, maybe, or something.
That's why he in anger management now.
Right, but the police wasn't called though.
No, remember he was in anger management for what did he get? He had a pendant.
He got pulled over at that with the police or whatever.
They said he had another pending charge or something like that.
He had some weed on him. He's just a for reefer.
So yeah, so I don't know why he had to do anger management for that.
I guess because he got mad with the cops. I guess, or maybe that's what his lawyer just figured out to get him out of
probation.
Right. Because it don't make sense.
I can see how that worked. It doesn't, right? Because he went in there. He was cool because he's like, I ain't do nothing. Is this crazy?
Right. Before we get out of here, everybody, don't forget to subscribe, bang that bell. I want to say thank you to Kelly and Gina for coming through tonight. Appreciate you two ladies for coming through this early morning for this first reaction.
Thank you for having us, Jay. Even though I was pulled apart, Kelly, for the second half.
You all good, always.
I'm hanging in there with you and Gina. You my peoples.
Appreciate it. So this is the last thing we're gonna talk about for this for tonight. And everybody come through tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time so that you can catch up on all the other points of this episode we're going to talk about and cover. All right. So definitely appreciate all the support. Don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff. Now, let's see. We see Omar Epps alive and well. And he's back on the case. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, whether or not he got amnesia. Was he pulling the strings behind pulling the wool behind their eyes or over their eyes, so to speak, so that they didn't go after his son. But then we see him pull up at the house. Gina, what's your thoughts? Did he just read that file and then decide to see what it's about, or does he know exactly what's going on?
A part of me feels like he knows. Like, I feel like he went to go check him out, see him. I think that deep down he still, wants to build some type of relationship. And I think that he's fronting. Like, I think that he knows.
Yeah.
He knows that he doesn't know. I think he knows.
Me personally, if I was him, I would leave it alone. Because you shot me, and I don't know what relationship we got. It's already been so long, you don't even know I'm your daddy, and I didn't know you was my son. That was already difficult. Your mama involved is a whole nother problem and make it difficult. You shot me, that really gonna make it complicated and difficult. Man, forget it. He got a clean bill of health. Get out of New York, go meet somebody, live a life, and move on with yourself. Leave him alone.
He can't, Jay. He can't.
Man, what they gonna do? Go fishing?
I mean, but is he gonna look at it like, you shot me? Or is he gonna look at it like you saved me? I don't know.
Or your treacherous mama made this happen. It's your mama's fault.
Yeah, I would feel that way. And she not going nowhere. So what I'm supposed to do? How I'm gonna get to do this without her? She already got you to try to kill me. What if she gets somebody else to do this or that? Then I'm gonna have to come and kill her or you or them. Or they gonna kill me and we gonna do it. Just gets so complicated going down that road.
It's complicated. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Kelly K. Leezy, what's your thoughts on what's happening with him, Kanan, Rock, all of that?
So, well, first off, I would like to say I love how they spin his health condition. I wouldn't have seen it come in, and I liked it. It was palatable. I accepted it. It didn't seem too far fetched. So I liked how they, fixed him up in the end. I think he does know. If he doesn't know, I'll still like it. I'll be more excited about it because they're giving us fever like he does know. So I don't think he could let it go. Remember, because he was obsessing over it as well. I just don't think he could let it go. And I think he's thinking, you're treacherous mama. And if you knew better, you wouldn't be this way to me. Even though I get where you're coming from, Jay. He shot him. He didn't trip him in the park. You know what I mean? So I definitely don't. I can't wait. I'll just say that I can't wait to see how this unfolds because it ended with him and Rock meeting at the park. So
right.
He know it's not like if he don't have amnesia. Why would he meet at the park?
And the singing part.
Yeah, that was the scene of the crime too. You're right.
Right. Next thing you saw, we know his partner. She creeping up there. She's seeing him meet Rock. You never know. I'm excited for next week.
Yeah,
definitely think he is unfinished business to him. And some people are just tunnel vision. They got it. He has to complete that task, that goal. So I do think it's unfinished business for him.
Yeah, and this was an action-packed episode. Not necessarily action with violence, but just a lot of stuff happening that was good. We didn't get to talk about old girls sleeping around. We didn't talk about Unique kicking ass in prison, about to get out. There's a lot of stuff we got to cover still.
Can I say a little sneak peek about Unique?
Hold on, I couldn't hear. Gina, what you say?
I said I was shook for Unique, and for a moment, like, oh, he's about to get out. Like, you gonna let them steal your date?
Right, I was too.
So that's what confused me. Like, yo, he should not have gotten out after that fight.
Right.
But it wasn't his fault. Dude stood up, like,
Right.
He started.
So he had a witness. He had the witness to show. Because if he didn't have that witness, he should not have gotten out. He could not have gotten out. But I guess the other inmate, the new one, was his witness.
Right. So that's probably what helped him with that. And as far as the Howard explanation, I'm a big make it make sense type of guy. And although that wasn't it wasn't plausible as much to me that you can get shot and then the cancer hit. That ain't about to happen. But at least they tried to explain it and try to make sense. I don't like just don't talk about it or say something that's totally crazy.
Left.
They try to say and explain it and make it make sense. And I give them credit for that. It wasn't the worst explanation. Although it wasn't that believable to me. I never heard of that. Gina, you in the medical field, you ever heard of somebody get shot and something else healed? Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
No, but there's weird things that happen in medicine.
That's why I left it as it is. I would give them a C+. Which is fast. I give them a C+ for that.
You look good this season, though. I'm glad, that they got him looking right.
I totally had a crush on him in the 90s, though.
Oh, man, you know how many women I had a friend, my best friend looked like him. How many times we've been somewhere at a club or bar or something, women be like, you look like my Epps. They'd be all on him for that. I'd be like, oh, my God.
So let me give y'all a little joke, right? So my mom used to tease me because there's like, oh, you wouldn't have found a guy who looks just like the guy you like on TV? And I was like, yeah. And my son is going to look just like that because I haven't seen my son's father, and he came out looking just like me. I was like, what happened to my chocolate round eye, baby? this bright light baby come out, and I was just like, oh, I thought I was gonna have a little baby Omar here, but you know,
Well,
so
the back
that
of
was
his
my little
head
night.
ain't looking too good on here, so you might have came out all right. Because they got the back of his head looking bad, like he got taco meat in the back of his head. Instead of
Words, but I get it. He looking rough. He looking very rough.
right, but he been through a lot, so I give him credit.
Exactly. He got a bullet. He got cancer, the
Cancer.
bone marrow transplant. But remember, Jay, I think it was very palatable how the doctor was like, this is damn sure close to a miracle. So they show it don't happen.
I forgot about the bone marrow transplant. Remember, this is first reaction, everybody watching. That did help make more sense too. It wasn't you got shot and then decided to heal. You got shot. We went through the records, blood, found this transplant donor, boom, help, I like that though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna change it from the C+ to about a B, a solid.
I like that. I would give that a B. Yeah,
I'll give it a B. They explained it better. And
I can't wait for later for us to get into it.
Right.
Definitely. So we might see. We might have to call Howard Wolverine with them healing powers, but no, they kind of made it make sense though. So
yeah, they did a good job.
All right, before we get out of here, I forgot. Let me give it Mosco, and then we out. All right, the Mosco is my rating system. 4 simple categories, 25 points each, add up to 100, and you can always take off a decimal point to get a score of 1 to 10. So visual cinematography, I really liked it a lot. I like how they showed him sitting on the beach, different angles and things they show from above looking down. I like how they showed Scrappy, when he was gambling and different stuff, and then like the narration, slow down, speed up. So they did a good job. Great camera work. I would give it 22. 22. Not perfect, but above average. All right. Yeah, 20 is average. Storyline and plot. I like this storyline for this episode. Thought it was really good. I like how they showing Kanan having conflict about who he is and who he will be. Different things with Lulu and all of that overall. But I would give this storyline and plot, it was a little bit above average, not the best I ever saw, but I give it a 22 as well. Special effects, makeup, costumes. I love the clothes. I love the cars, all of that stuff. I can't give it a 25 because it's not the most, amazing special effects thing I've seen, which is the top score for that. So I will give it a 22 for that as well. Entertaining, fun factor. I really enjoyed this episode, and I don't have too much negativity to say about it. So I enjoyed it. I would give it a 20, which would give it a total score of 86, which you could break down to an 8.5, rounded to an 85. So there you go. I give it an 8.5 rating. Okay. Gina, what do you rate this episode?
Okay, so I may come off as biased, but I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay. Anything that stuck out or anything you wanna that made the episode a 9? Because that's like almost perfection. So
I just loved it. I just loved how they went from the South, came back to the North, and how, it was just realness. Okay. I did enjoy the moments when she was like, I missed you and everything, and I love you. But the manipulation came in there. But I was happy to see everybody.
She's off, Gina.
Yeah. All right, Kay Leezy, what is your thoughts? You got the final word on this show. Saved it for you. What's up?
Thanks, Gina.
What would you rate?
I agree with you again, Jay, at 85. I really did love it as well. You know, I've always said I'm going to be biased because they're doing New York a real justice with this show. So I like the fashion. I like the cars were amazing. I got excited, like, oh, you know, we saw these back in the day. So it got me hyped, just like when they had, you know, they were selling polo out on the curbs in the city and stuff. And when they were in the village, I really love those scenes. So very reminiscent of what I love about the 90s, right? And I thought it was a good first episode. I thought it was really good. And the fact that it made me feel like I just picked up from something I watched last month was really good for me. That means it's good storytelling because I connected with everything. So maybe since I feel that way, I go up to a 9 with Gina.
Okay. All right. No problem with that. So
Yeah.
I'll change it to a 90 for Kelly. You put an 85.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, I love a lot of things here. So
Well, that's why I use the Moscow so that my emotions don't overweigh all the other stuff.
Right.
So, you know,
And I like the Moscow. So when I think now, to be honest, Jay, when I watch almost everything, I'm like, what would my Moscow be? Yeah, but it was really enjoyable.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. It was a good episode. First episode definitely got me ready for more and reinvigorated for the series. So, and I'm happy to be a part of the series. Whatever little bit I got going on is, you know, making me proud. Power is good. They're doing good. So,
yes, cheers to our own Rojas in the Power Universe.
Be sure to get your marks.
Yes, right. Y'all ladies.
All colors.
Hello.
Got my back. Y'all making me feel special.
That's right. Get your merch, okay? Because y'all in for it when Force come out. So better get your merch already so we can floss together.
Yeah, you know it's gonna
drop
be
those hashtags.
It's gonna be some new people say they've been here since day one. So you know it is what it is, man. But I know the names and people I've been seeing for a long time. So
right.
Ain't no fooling over here. But I appreciate all, you know, all the support and everything. And you know, that this definitely was a good episode. Definitely appreciate everything that they did for us. And so you know, ladies, you want to say anything before we get out of here, Gina? Anything you want to say?
I'm looking forward to this season. And I'm ready for the ride.
All right. Kelly, before we go, anything you want to say?
Do y'all think Rock is gonna get to level 10 in this movie? Y'all think she got very ambitious plans?
Yeah, she planned on taking over multiple buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kendall, what's up, Kendall?
Hey, Kendall.
Yeah, much love to Kendall. She say I expected to see more with it being a season 2 opener. Okay. I wonder what more you wanted to see, Kendall. I mean, I don't know. I'm just interested. I thought it was a lot in there, but we'll see. Nobody got killed.
She probably wanted to see bullet.
Yeah, that blicky. You want to see that blicky blick, Kendall? Right. Go to work.
Where you from, Kendall? Which state are you from? Drop y'all states in the comments so we can see and connect.
Yeah, where y'all from? Put it in the comments real quick. I'll give you a shout out before we get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for being here so early this morning and watching this first reaction live stream. Appreciate all the support. Kendall said, yeah, she wanted more action.
Bullet.
That blickety blick. That blickety the work.
Right.
But it
tomorrow
was
later on tonight, we gotta talk about Rock trying to bring Worrell and the rest of them into the fold.
Right?
Yeah, that could go bad. They could
Either
be
way,
acting like they down. They could be acting like they down and be feeding information and money and intel. So yeah. Kendall from Darien, Connecticut, so she right by y'all. Not too
Oh,
Part
far.
of the tri-state. That's what you see. I was feeling the vibe.
Feeling them vibes. You feeling them vibes, man. You felt them
Yeah.
vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Jamari from New Jersey.
Okay, tri-state in the house.
But he a Chicago Bear at heart, though.
Oh gosh.
Chicago Bear at heart.
No, you know what it is like coming to New York. Come on now.
All right. I appreciate everybody for watching, coming through, support. Ladies, you've been great, lovely as always. I appreciate it. Okay, Leezy, thanks again for coming through. And Gina as well, coming out, letting us hear some of the great comments. I always hear it in Discord. Now you're sharing with the world. Appreciate it. All right. Everybody, y'all get some rest. We'll be back tonight for more of this fire content. And everybody, I'll see y'all later. Take it easy. Deuces.
have a great day. And get those mugs.
Hello, so we can cheers together.
Hey, for real, I'm gonna start having to post the pictures up there. Maybe do a raffle for people that got the mug raffle, and may get another surprise or something.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll try to figure something out.
Surprises are always good.
Definitely. Ladies love surprises, good surprises,
Yes, we do.
Not the kind Andre had. All right, y'all. Take it easy. We out. Deuces. Peace.